code requirement addressing the use of a white wire in a switch loop exists to mitigate confusion and potential electrical hazards. Historically, the white wire within a cable was frequently designated as the neutral conductor, tasked with carrying current back to the electrical panel. However, when repurposed in a switch loop, the white wire transitions from a neutral conductor to a carrier of hot or live current. This transformation introduces risks, particularly if individuals erroneously assume the white wire retains its neutral function and connect it accordingly. To preempt this hazard, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates the re-identification of the white wire as a hot conductor when employed in a switch loop. This re-identification can be accomplished through the application of black electrical tape around the white wire or by utilizing a wire marker to explicitly label it as hot. Despite the re-identification of the white wire as a hot conductor, its utilization as the return conductor in the switch loop remains impermissible. This restriction stems from the imperative that the return conductor consistently be identified as a neutral conductor, either white or gray, to avert confusion. The discussed occupancy sensor wiring scenario highlights this principle. The sensor incorporates the conventional green, black, and red wires. The white cable conductor is taped red. Subsequently, the red cable wire is connected to the black switch wire, serving as the feed, while the red switch wire connects to the black cable wire, functioning as the return. To clarify, both cable wires could have been taped to ensure their identification as hot conductors. Alternatively, taping solely the white wire is acceptable, contingent upon connecting the black switch wire to the black cable wire, the feed, and connecting the red switch wire to the red cable wire, the return. To reiterate the points, firstly, understand the purpose of white wire re-identification, and secondly, remember that the return wire must be white or gray. This ensures electrical safety. Let's delve into the specific code requirements and rationale behind them. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, addresses the proper identification and use of conductors within electrical systems. One key aspect of the NEC is preventing situations where individuals might incorrectly assume the function of a wire based on its color. The white wire, traditionally reserved for neutral conductors, presents a particular challenge in switch loop applications. In a standard electrical circuit, the white wire carries current back to the electrical panel, completing the circuit. However, in a switch loop, this wire is sometimes repurposed to carry the incoming hot current to the switch. This means the white wire is no longer functioning as a neutral conductor in this specific application. The potential for confusion arises when someone encounters a white wire that is actually carrying hot current. If they assume it is a neutral conductor and attempt to connect it to a neutral terminal, it could result in a short circuit or other electrical hazards. To mitigate this risk, the NEC requires that the white wire be re-identified as a hot conductor when used in a switch loop. This re-identification serves as a clear visual cue that the wire is not functioning as a neutral conductor and should be treated accordingly. The most common methods for re-identification include wrapping the wire with black electrical tape or using a permanent marker to label it as hot. While re-identifying the white wire as a hot conductor addresses one potential hazard, the NEC goes further by prohibiting its use as the return conductor in a switch loop. The return conductor, which carries current from the switch back to the electrical fixture, must always be identified as a neutral conductor, either white or gray. This requirement ensures consistency and prevents confusion about the function of this critical wire. The reasoning behind this rule is simple. By consistently using white or gray wires for neutral conductors, electricians and other qualified personnel can quickly and easily identify these wires and avoid making potentially dangerous connections. Imagine a scenario where the return conductor in a switch loop was allowed to be any color. It would become much more difficult to trace the circuit and determine the proper connections, especially in complex wiring systems. By adhering to the NEC requirements for conductor identification, the risk of electrical shock, short circuits, and other hazards is significantly reduced. Let's consider a practical example. Suppose you are installing a new light fixture in your home and need to connect it to an existing switch. You open the electrical box and find a white wire connected to the switch. If you are unaware of the NEC requirements, you might assume this is a neutral conductor and connected to the neutral terminal on your light fixture. However, if the white wire is actually part of a switch loop and has been re-identified as a hot conductor, you could create a dangerous short circuit. By understanding the NEC rules and carefully examining the wiring, you can avoid making this mistake and ensure the safety of your electrical system. It's important to note that the NEC is not just a set of arbitrary rules. It is a comprehensive set of guidelines developed by experts in the electrical industry to protect people and property from electrical hazards. Adhering to the NEC is not only a legal requirement in many jurisdictions, but it is also a responsible and ethical practice for anyone working with electrical systems. In conclusion, the NEC requirements for using white wires in switch loops are designed to prevent confusion and electrical hazards. By re-identifying the white wire as a hot conductor when used in a switch loop and by always using white or grey wires for neutral conductors, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system. The National Electrical Code Section 200.7, entitled Use of White or Grey Insulation, covers this topic. Subsections Cone and C2 specifically address exceptions for switch loops. NEC 200.7 Cone states that a cable containing an insulated conductor with a white or grey finish shall be permitted for single-pole, three-way, and four-way switch loops where the insulated conductor with a white or grey finish is used for the supply to the switch but not as a return conductor from the switch to the outlet. In these applications, the conductor with white or grey finish shall be permanently re-identified to indicate its use as an ungrounded conductor using marking tape, painting, or other effective means at the terminations and at each location where the conductor is visible and accessible. NEC 200.7 C2 provides an exception for circuits that supply only a switch loop. In these cases, the conductor with a white or grey finish can be used as a return conductor from the switch to the outlet, provided that it is permanently re-identified at all terminations and locations where visible and accessible. The code emphasizes that the re-identification must be permanent and clearly indicate that the white or grey conductor is being used as an ungrounded conductor. This helps prevent confusion and ensures that anyone working on the electrical system will be aware of the wire's actual function. Let's consider the situation where an electrician is adding a new switch to an existing circuit. They encounter a white wire connected to the existing switch. If the electrician is not familiar with the NEC requirements, they might assume that the white wire is a neutral conductor and connect it to the neutral terminal on the new switch. However, if the white wire is actually part of a switch loop and has been re-identified as a hot conductor, this connection could create a short circuit. By adhering to the NEC requirements and carefully examining the wiring, the electrician can avoid this mistake and ensure the safety of the electrical system. In addition to preventing electrical hazards, following the NEC guidelines for conductor identification also helps to ensure the proper functioning of electrical systems. When wires are properly identified, it is easier to troubleshoot problems and make repairs. This can save time and money in the long run. Let's consider a situation where a homeowner is experiencing problems with a light fixture that is controlled by a switch. The homeowner calls an electrician to diagnose the problem. If the wiring in the switch loop is not properly identified, the electrician might have difficulty tracing the circuit and determining the cause of the problem. However, if the wires are clearly marked and identified, the electrician can quickly and easily identify the problem and make the necessary repairs. In summary, the NEC requirements for using white or grey conductors in switch loops are designed to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the proper functioning of electrical systems. By re-identifying the white or grey conductor when it is used as an ungrounded conductor and by following the other guidelines in the NEC, electricians and homeowners can help to create a safer and more reliable electrical system. This is why you must re-identify the neutral wire, white or grey, in a switch loop. Firstly, it is to avoid electrical hazards. Secondly, proper functioning and identification allows for ease of repair and troubleshooting. Thirdly, it is required by code.